This ABC 15 News Update is sponsored by Sanderson Ford, America's best-selling Ford dealership.
Hello, I'm Megan Thompson with your top stories from ABC 15 Arizona. Trouble for TikTok as 3 major universities in Arizona are now banning the popular app on university-managed devices.
How often do you guys use TikTok?
I probably use it like 1 to 2 hours a day.
ASU, NAU, NU Arizona all taking action with security concerns looming and a presidential order for federal contractors to remove the app. Data and tech experts say the main concern is what information is being shared through TikTok's Chinese-based parent company.
What could be done is the big concern. And because the Chinese government, is notorious for requiring Chinese companies to provide information, each student is going to have to look at this, do their homework, read about it, research it, look at the privacy tips that if you are going to use it, maybe you can minimize some of the information you're sharing.
But it's not just students. Millions of American businesses also use the app. ASU says the school will discontinue the use of its official university accounts, but students will still be able to use TikTok on campus with their personal devices. Due to recent shootings, one West Valley district is now adding weapons detectors at all of its schools. The Agua Fria Union High School district installing these weapon detectors at all 5 of their schools. They're meant to find knives and guns that can cause mass casualties. The district is also hiring more unarmed security guards, and that's in addition to the 5 they have at each school and their school resource officers. In today's Operation Safe Roads report now, a push to lower speed limits across the country is gaining momentum. Roadway officials pointing to a newly released study that shows reducing speed limits lessens the number of car crashes and saves lives. A new study out of Seattle says slow down. They found lowering a city's speed limit can make roads safer.
A 5-mile reduction resulted in a 1/5 reduction in injury crashes.
Independent and nonprofit organization, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, or IIHS, conducted the study.
There are 3 dangers when speeding is involved. 1, there's less reaction time for the driver. 2, it takes a vehicle longer to stop. And 3, there's more energy should a crash occur.
And while crashes still happened when Seattle downgraded the speed limits, crashes weren't as fatal or dangerous compared to high-speeding vehicles. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says about 43,000 people died in motor vehicle crashes in the U.S. And advocates for highway and auto safety says nearly 12,000 of them died in speeding-related crashes in 2021.
If people would just slow down and follow the speed limit and not raise speed limits even at the government level, then we would see a reduction in those crashes.
At least 9 states are looking at increasing speed limits, says IIHS.
We should be going the opposite way and following the results of this study and reducing speed limits.
There are also other ways states and local communities can slow down.
They can be improving their infrastructures in terms of installing speed humps, having road diets so that roads are more difficult to navigate so that people slow down.
Bottom line, experts say speeding the speed limit, even an extra 5 miles an hour, isn't worth it.
If you're driving 70 miles an hour instead of 65 miles an hour, that saves maybe 6.5 minutes on a 100-mile trip. Realistically, that's not how far people are driving.
Hi there, I'm Nohelani Graff, that most accurate forecast. It's still going to be breezy today, not as strong as we saw on Monday, but we could still see gusts around 25 miles an hour here in the valley today and 35 miles an hour up north. As for those temperatures, also going to be much cooler on this Tuesday, starting off in the 40s in the valley. It'll take us until 10 to make it into the 50s, and we're not even going to be in the 60s until after lunchtime by about 2 o'clock. And then sunset is at 6:51 today. 63 is that forecast high here, more 60s across southern and western Arizona, 40s for the central portion of the state, and staying very cold up north with highs just in the 30s. But then we'll rebound into the 70s Wednesday, 80s by Thursday, and we could be tracking the first 90s of the year here in the valley by Easter weekend. And up north, the wind chill making an impact this morning. More cold temperatures for early this week, but then by the weekend, you're rebounding into the 60s and staying dry.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to ABC15.com or download that free ABC15 mobile app.
This ABC15 News Update is sponsored by Sanderson Ford, America's best-selling Ford dealership.